ahead and take another deep breath in through our nose, exhale through our mouth. And relax the shoulders and arms, relax. Everything just standing normal. Relaxing the mouth and the chin. And then one more kind of stretch. We're going to go ahead and just breathe our hands straight up in the air and just reach all the way up to the ceiling, just like we're waking up in the morning, maybe interlacing our thumbs and just really reaching and stretching, like just in the morning wake up. And if you want, you can come up on your toes and breathe with it. If it's too much to balance on your toes, don't worry about it, come on down. And then we'll just exhale, bending out our hips, bringing our hands down in a reverse swan dive. We're just going to come down, just staying here in a waterfall. Just relaxing the hands down to the earth. Just letting them sway back and forth. Let slight bend in the knees. Stretching out the back. And you can sway those arms back and forth if you want to. Or just let them dangle down. Just be feeling a little bit of stretch in your back. And breathe in and sigh out. And then from here, we're just going to place those hands on the ground and just go ahead and come right back down to our seated pose. All the way down into Sukhasana. Just wanted to get a little bit of a morning stretch. And then we're going to come down seated, resting our hands on our shoulders, or on our knees, and rolling those shoulders back right in our Sukhasana pose. And we'll take a deep breath here and sigh it out. Really want to focus on ourselves, grounding ourselves, and bringing our presence to ourselves. And then we're going to get a little bit of a neck stretch. We're going to drop our chin down to our chest. Getting that stretch in the back of the neck. Feeling the breath flow throughout the body. Getting yourself ready for the day. And continuing to focus on your intention, your presence right here and now. Nothing else but your breath. And we'll start to roll that neck back and forth, however you feel. Wherever you're going to feel that stretch, however it feels necessary. And if you need to stop it at some point, you can go ahead and do that. Just hold that stretch for a couple breaths. You may be a little bit tighter on the right or the left, depending on how you slept last night. And continue to roll back and forth, maybe getting a little bit bigger rolls. So eventually you're going to roll on over to the left ear, left shoulder, getting that nice stretch the right side of the neck. Like I said, one side might be a little more tight than the other. Sleeping will do that to you sometimes. If you want, you can take that left hand up over the head, just rest it on the top of the head, just the fingers are gently touching the ear. You're just resting, you're not pulling it down, you're just resting there. Inhale, and then exhale, roll that neck all the way over the head, all the way over to the opposite side. We're going right ear, right shoulder, holding it there for a little while. This side's actually a little bit more tight for me. think usually my other side's tighter. Just focus that breath on the stretch. And then go ahead and take that right arm up and around and just place it on the top of your head. Just that middle finger just grazing the ear and just rest in the belly. Just encouraging the neck to stretch just a little bit more. And exhale. And release the hand. You can roll the neck back down to the chest, rolling the shoulders up, bringing the head back up into your normal position. We'll just release our hands from our knees if they're there, bring them to the side. We'll go ahead and breathe our hands up. One breath, inhaling up and reaching up towards the sky and exhaling down. We're going to do this on our own breath. Nice and slow though, full intention, full breath, breathing in and up. And out and down. In and up. And again, go at your own pace. I'm just cueing what I'm doing. Exhaling down. You'll start to generate some heat in that core with your breath work. You want to gaze up with your hands, go up and down when they come down. And we'll do this. Oh, let's do it 2 more times. Breathing in and up. I want to meet up at the top, of course. And out and down. And in and up, we'll hang out in the up position. And right now, we're just going to really get that morning stretch on the ground. Just reaching up towards the ceiling, trying to reach. And we're going to go ahead and take that right arm and grab that left wrist and pull it over to the right side. Just a brief side stretch, releasing that, and switching sides, bring it on over to the other side. And bringing it back up towards the top. And we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a spinal twist, taking that left arm behind us, right hand goes to the left knee, and we're going to gaze over that back shoulder. We're going to hold this one for a few breaths, really opening up that lower back, get that spinal twist out. And we'll exhale back to center, reaching our arms up towards the ceiling. And exhaling down. Opposite side, right hand behind the back. Twisting, keeping that back nice and straight. Left arm on the right knee. Getting that full intention, that full twist of the back. Nice, easy breaths. And we'll exhale back up, hands up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to go ahead and exhale forward fold, bringing our hands out in front of us, reaching out as far as we can. Bringing that head down to the mat, as close to the mat as we possibly can. And deep breath in and a sigh out. Helps you release any tension, helps you get into the forward fold a little bit more. Really stretches out that back and those arms and shoulders. And we'll go ahead and walk those fingers back, bringing the hands to the side, lifting up towards the ceiling, switching the legs, whichever one's on top is now on bottom. And go ahead and exhale forward, fold, reaching out. Same thing, just opposite legs. Bringing the head down as close to the mat as you can. Letting that breath out, just folding a little bit farther in. And we'll go ahead and walk those hands back. We're just going to bring those hands right to the knees. We're going to kick out the right leg, keeping that left leg in. We're going to turn our torso towards that outstretched leg. We're going to reach down all the way to the toes or the heel or the ankle or the shin, bringing the head down to the knee and exhaling all our air out and getting that stretch in the hamstring, the back of the knee, or even the back. Again, let that air out, let that big exhale out, go ahead and drop a little bit further into the stretch. And then we'll go ahead and roll up, rolling the shoulders up. We're going to turn our torso towards the center, and we're going to go ahead and switch legs. Just going to do one leg kind of thing here. We're going to turn our torso towards that left leg that's outstretched, rolling down, reaching out all the way to the foot, the toes, the ankle, the calf. However far you go, relaxing that head down to the knee on an exhale. And then we'll go ahead and slide that those arms and hands up the leg, rolling the shoulders, bringing our leg back into Sukhasana. We're going to roll on up into our tabletop. Coming into the tabletop, fingers nice and wide, wrists stacked underneath the elbows, which are stacked underneath the shoulders. It's my watch. Knees are hip width apart, about the length, about the width of your mat. Use that as a guide. So we're just going to hold this for a second, feeling this tabletop, really grounding into it, feeling the earth beneath our knees. Then we're going to go and do some cat-cow. So we're going to drop our torso down and inhaling our head up for our cow, and exhaling torso up, head down, cat. Inhale. And exhale, head down. Really using that full intention, really pushing down and up at the same time, getting that back nice and limber and stretched, and going at your own breath. Full inhales and exhales. Just releasing all that air. Inhaling it back in. And exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. We all know how to do cat and cow. Now let's go ahead and increase that breath just a little bit faster. Maybe closing the mouth, using that Ujjayi breath, really generating some heat. And one more time. And we'll come back to our tabletop. We're going to do a little bit of a spinal balance just to get our balance there, you know. So we got to start a little bit on the easy part. So we're going to reach our left arm out in front of us, really reaching out. And we're just going to go ahead right into reaching that right leg back, pointing those toes down. Heel comes all the way to the wall, or whatever's on the other side there. Really feeling the energy from the fingertips all the way down that heel through the spine, and exhaling back down. And switching side, right arm, left leg. We're doing 3 breaths here. We're going to go ahead and do the other side one more time. Reaching that left arm out and the right leg back. Feeling that ujjayi through the nose breath. You're really going to generate heat that way. And exhaling down one more time on the opposite side. And then exhale down. And from here, we're going to just spread our legs a little bit. And we're going to sit back into a child's pose, just rounding the back. This is just a stretch, not a rest. Just rounding the back, getting an opposite stretch in the back. Bringing that head to the ground, arms out in front, just sinking down. Just for a few breaths. Getting a stretch in the shoulder and the back. And then we'll come back up into our tabletop. And then we're going to do a couple tiger curls here. So we're going to reach out, bring that left hand into the center, and the left leg goes back, right arm comes out. And we're going to go ahead and do 3 tiger curls here. So we're going to just go ahead and exhale all that air out as we bring the knee in, bring it to the elbow, and then inhale out, reaching the arm, leg, opposite directions. Exhale in, inhale out, exhale, inhale, and down to the mat, switching sides, taking the left arm out, right leg back, inhale, and exhale in, inhale out. Really reaching, full intention, holding that strength in the arm. In, reaching out. Exhale in. And reaching out. And we'll come back down to our tabletop. Holding in our tabletop, we're going to flip our toes and bring ourselves into our first down dog, lifting up the knees, bringing that waist up towards the ceiling. And you need to bend the knees, that's fine. If not, if you're nice and flexible like I hear Robin is, you can reach those heels to the ground. But you really want to get that stretch in the arms, relaxing those arms. And if you guys need to pedal it out just to get something going or wagging the tail back and forth, now's the time to do that, really settling into that down dog. Feeling the breath flow throughout, relaxing the head, relaxing the tongue, relaxing the shoulders, keeping those fingers nice and wide. And then from here, we're just going to go ahead right into a plank pose, bringing our torso down nice and straight and in line. Holding that, keeping a slight bend in the elbows, holding this just for 3 breaths. Inner plank. And we'll go ahead and rise back up into our down dog. Settling in, holding that down dog. And then we're going to step, hop, jump to the top of the mat. Move my mat a little. And then forward fold, rising up, bending those knees. Reverse swan dive, and exhale. We're back standing right where we started. So we're in prayer Tadasana, and we're going to go ahead and do we'll do 5 sun salutations. You guys know how to do them. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Once you settle in and settle those feet in. All right, breathing in and up. Exhale, swan dive down. We're going to move towards the screen. Bending the knees, rising up into flat back. Bringing the hands down on the exhale. Slowly lower chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin, rising up into our up dog. And pushing back into down dog. Stepping up to the top of the mat. Forward fold on the exhale. Inhale up. And exhale down. I did that one a little quick. Let's slow it down a little bit. Just get our full attention. So breathing in and up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. All the way to a chaturanga. Or knees, chest, chin. Inhale to up dog. Flipping the toes. Pushing back in the down dog. Inhale to the top of the mat with both feet. Little half back and forward fold, pulling in on the exhale. Bending those knees, rising up. Reverse swan dive up. And exhale down. That was a better pace, so we'll go ahead. We got 3 more, so breathing in and up. And exhale down. Inhale to flat back. Exhale down. All the way to our chaturanga. Rising up on the inhale into our up dog. Pushing back into down dog. Inhaling to the top of the mat. Slight flat back and exhale. Forward fold. Inhale up. Two more. Breathing in and up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale to the top. Forward fold. Rolling on up. And 1 more. Just go with it. Do it on your own. So when you get to the top, just stay right there. Hold your prayer Tadasana. Feeling the heat. Grounding those feet just like we did in the beginning of class. And now we're going to do 2 sun salutation V's. We're going to hold our breath. We're going to not hold our breath. We're going to breathe 3 times into the chair and into the warrior 1. So we'll go ahead, breathing in and up. Exhaling down and rolling up into the chair. You want to keep those knees kind of close together. You'll be able to see the toes and tuck the tailbone in, gazing up towards the ceiling. And we're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Really nice, long, full intention breaths. And we'll exhale down, rising up in the flat back, placing our hands on the mat, stepping back, lower chaturanga, rising up into our up dog, pushing back into down dog. We'll take that right leg up and swing it on through in between the hands, turning that left foot, rising up into warrior one. I'm going to step my back foot up a little. You want to make sure that back foot's at a 45-degree and that back leg is nice and straight. Knees over the ankle. The hands come up towards the ceiling. You're gazing up towards the ceiling. Torso turns towards the front of the mat. 3 breaths. And exhale down, hands to the mat, stepping that front foot back into a plank, slowly lower chaturanga, rising up into up dog, flipping the toes, pushing back into down dog. This time the left leg comes up, swings on through between the hands, turning that right foot into that 45, rising up, hands up towards the ceiling, gazing. 3 breaths, making sure that hips are turned towards the front. And exhale those hands down to the mat, taking that leg back. Slowly lower chaturanga, rising up into up dog, pushing back into down dog. Step hop, jump to the top of the mat. Slight flat back, and then a forward fold, exhale. Rising up into the chair. And 3 breaths here. And forward fold down to the ground, bring our head between our knees, and exhale, roll slowly rising up for a swan dive, up, and exhale, down the cripper. That was 1, let's do 1 more. Breathing in and up, swan dive down, fingers grazing the mat, rising up into our chair. Again, you want to keep those knees kind of close. And 3 breaths. And exhale down, forward fold. Rising up in the flat back. And placing hands down on the mat, stepping into a plank, slowly lower chaturanga. Rising up into dog. Pushing back into down dog. Right leg goes up. Swing it up to the top. Warrior one. And bring the hands down to the mat, stepping that foot back, slowly lower chaturanga, rising up dog, pushing back down dog. Left leg comes up, swing it on through, turning that back foot, warrior one. And exhale those hands down to the mat, stepping back. Lower chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Step hopper jumps to the top. Forward fold, rising up into chair. And exhale down, fold. Banging those knees, reverse swan dive. Back to the top. And exhale. Into our prayer Tadasana. And while we're here, we'll get a little bit of a balance in. I don't know if we worked on tree online, but let's go ahead and work on tree. I think I did eagle the other day. If you want, you can catch your breath, grab a drink. Whatever feels necessary. Open your eyes. So I like to do tree, so we'll start nice and easy just to find our balance at first. I don't know how well my balance is in the morning, so we'll see how that works out. So we'll start with our right leg planted, and we're going to turn our left leg out. And you can keep your hands right into the prayer for now. And you want to keep your gaze on something that's not moving, which might be easier at home because they're, have all those people in class that are wobbling like me. So you want to turn that left hip out towards the side, kind of pointing the knee in the opposite direction, placing the heel just above the ankle. You're kind of up on your toes on that. And you want to kind of ease into this. Sure, we can just jump right into it, but let's be mindful and nice and slow and feel that balance. So we're going to feel the balance in that planted foot first. I like to take deep breaths here and there. It just really helps ground me. So then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and lift that left foot off the ground, and we'll bring it up to the calf. So right on the calf. And again, the leg stays turned out. And if you like a little extra, bring that foot up into the inner part of the thigh. You can go ahead and do that. That's a little stretch for me. I'm getting closer. I can actually pull it up there. But while we're here, if you're here and this is good for you, or if you're down here and that's good for you, you do want to grow your tree. You want to keep that balance either here, here, or here. And you just grow the tree. And then we're going to try to hold this for 3 full breaths. And then we'll just exhale our hands back down. Bringing the foot down back to the ankle, nice and slow. And then we'll come back just in our prayer Tadasana. Both feet on the ground. If you need to roll out your ankle, or Lori likes to pop her toes, but I can't do that. If you need to do that, go ahead. But it does feel good to roll. We'll go ahead and switch sides. I like to let that whole breath out when we get ready to balance. You really want to find that balance in that foot. We're doing the left foot as the balance leg now. We'll turn the right leg out, pointing it to the opposite wall. And at first, just find where you are. Ground the feet. Have that heel above the ankle. Once that breath kind of gets into a rhythm and you have your gaze, go ahead and rise that foot to where you like. If you want to bring it to the calf, go ahead and do that. I was pretty right, man. My balance is not good in the morning. That's okay. Then you want to smile. Smiling helps my balance a lot. Breathing. And once you find your balance here, whether it's calf, or the ankle, or near the thigh, go ahead and grow the tree. Hands up towards the ceiling. And ease into the breath. And then we'll exhale the foot down to the ankle, turning the hands and exhaling the hands. Turning the foot and exhaling the hands down. It's prayer. Again, go ahead and roll it out. So we're going to find ourselves, we should be at the top of the mat. If you're not, just like me, I'm not, I'm going to find the top of the mat. And we're just going to go ahead and just find our way back down into a plank pose. So we're going to breathe in and up and exhale, swan dive down, rising up in the flat back and exhaling down. We're going to hold in this plank pose. No chaturanga right yet. But what we are going to do is we're going to do a little bit of side plank. So we're going to take the left arm into the middle and turning the side, bringing the right arm up towards the ceiling. And you can drop that knee down if you like, but you want to feel it in the strength in the arm. Slight bend in the elbow. But if you want, you can keep those knees off the ground. And for a little extra, and I'm not so great at this, but you can bring that leg up towards the ceiling, the top leg. I'm just going to do it for display purposes. And then we'll go ahead and exhale. And hand back down, coming into our tabletop, our plank, and we'll switch arms. My back's going to be to you, so I won't be able to see. We're reaching our left arm up towards the ceiling. We're going to do a little bit of a ladder work with that. So this is 5 breaths. And exhaling down. Our plank. Left hand comes in the middle, right arm up. 3 breaths. And exhaling the hand back to plank. Right arm in the center, left arm up. And back down. One more time. This is just the 1 breath. Left arm up. Left arm down, right arm up. And 1 breath, back down. Right arm down, left arm up. And back down. And then we'll slowly lower chaturanga. And we'll rise up into a baby cobra, just lifting our back a little bit. The hands aren't really doing anything. You can see my hands. You can bend in the back. And you want to lift, if you like, you can lift the legs up a little higher just to get a little extra stretch in the back. And then we'll exhale our face down to the mat. And just holding it here for a second. And we're going to go ahead and push up and back into a child's pose, rounding the back in the opposite direction. And we'll come back up into our tabletop. And we'll swing our legs around, coming into a seated pose, bringing those knees into the torso. We're going to do some rock and rolls. Hug the knees in and roll back. If you are not feeling this so much, you can just come out on your back and roll back and forth on the mat, almost like a happy baby. I'm going to continue these rock and rolls because I like them, and they actually feel pretty good on this carpet as opposed to the hardwood floor at the yoga studio. Keep doing that, just stimulating the spine, inhaling back, and exhaling forward. And then one more time. And if you are on your back, just stay there. We're just going to come into our down on our back, bringing those knees into the chest. And then we're going to grab those big toes or around the feet, and we will do a little bit of heavy baby. Most people like this, I'm terrible at it, but let's do it. Rolling back and forth. And ideally, you want to grab those big toes, but I got a little tightness, so it's okay. Whatever you can get. You're stimulating the back. And then we'll go ahead and let go of those feet, bringing them down to the ground, pointing the knees up towards the ceiling, placing the feet down on the mat. And we're going to do a little bit of a spinal twist here, bringing those knees over to the right side on the ground, keeping that back, the shoulders engaged to the earth. You want to roll the hip up. And if you like, you can look over to the opposite hand. We're not going to hold this too long. And we'll go ahead, inhale those knees back up towards the ceiling and switch them over to the opposite side. And if you need that, the arm that's on the side the knees are pointing to help pull those knees down, you can do that. Just go ahead and put that hand on the knee and just push the knee down. You want to make sure that opposite shoulder is still engaged to the earth. And release that. And then we're going to come on and we're just going to sit up a little bit, rolling up. I'm going to do a little bit of some canoe boat poses. So we'll start nice and slow, bringing our torsos nice and straight as we can. And we're just going to lift that left. If you need to keep your hands behind your thighs, that's fine too. Just lifting that left leg up, right down to the mat, and right leg up, and switching. And we're just getting ready here, switching. I'll bring that left leg up, and the right leg meets it. If you have to keep your hands on your legs to hold yourself up, go ahead and do that. If not, bring your hands out to the side and hold this boat, a little modified boat. If you can straighten your legs out, leave me. I would love to do that, but that's not what's going to happen. But if you want to straighten the legs, that's cool too. Do a little extra. And bring your hands back behind your legs. Bringing those feet down just to relax the back a little bit. You can hug those knees into the body if you like. And then we'll go ahead right back to where we were, lifting the legs. Bringing the hands out to the side into a boat. And then we're going to just do a little bit of boat canoe work. So canoe is you drop down, keeping that back off the ground. You're just on your back side and your legs are outstretched. And then we'll come back into boat, canoe, boat, canoe, boat, canoe, and one more boat, hugging those knees into the body, tiny package. And we'll come back one more time into our boat, lowering down into our canoe, holding the canoe for as long as you can. Trying for 3 breaths. And then we'll go ahead and exhale down to the ground, just relaxing here. And then we're going to go ahead and bring those knees pointed up towards the ceiling again. Feet flat on the ground, and we're going to do a reverse pigeon just to wind up the practice, getting those hips open. So we'll take that left leg and cross it over the right knee, threading the left hand in between the legs, right hand on the outside, and pulling it into the torso, getting that stretch in the hip. And we're going to relax in this one, pulling it in, but relaxing. Feeling that stretch. We really want to open up the hips. So we're going to have to hold it here for a little while. Just pressing that breath right to where the hip is stretching. Breathing in out of the nose. If you start to feel that hip open a little bit in this position, you can pull the leg into the torso a little bit more, get a little bit deeper stretch. But if you're all right where you are, just stay where you are. And then on your next exhale, we'll go ahead and slowly lower that foot down to the earth. Just holding it here for a second. Nice and slowly take that ankle off the knee and bring those feet together again. And you might feel your hip is a little bit more open on the left side as opposed to the right. So we'll go ahead and match those up, and we'll bring that right ankle up to the left knee, turning that leg over. So we'll go ahead and thread that right arm through, left arm to the outside, and go ahead and pull that knee into the torso. Focusing the breath, nice and slow. We slow down our breath now, slow down our mind. We're just focusing on our body right here, right in the present. Focusing on the present. Just like everything else, one hip might be tighter than the other. That's okay. Just focus that breath right on that stretch. These are long holds in your mind. May start to wander, and that's okay. Notice, just bring it right back to your breath. Yeah, I like to take those deep breaths in every once in a while. Feel the air flow through the body. We'll go ahead and release those hands around the knee, bring the foot nice and slow down to the earth. Holding it here for breath. Then we're going to go ahead and take that ankle off the knee. Now hopefully our hips are nice and stretched. If you want, you can go ahead and windshield wiper while you're laying back on the ground. Got those feet on the ground, knees pointing to the ceiling, just windshield wiper back and forth. Get a little bit of a spinal twist, and the hips start to open a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and stop, knees pointed towards the ceiling. And we're going to outstretch the legs, pointing the toes to the opposite side of the room, bringing the hands up above the head, just like we started this morning with a nice morning stretch, really stretching it out, reaching across the room, touching both ends of the walls, pointing the toes, feeling energy flow down the back to the toes, and the fingers. And then we'll go ahead and exhale, relaxing the feet, relaxing the hands, down to the side, palms up towards the ceiling, closing the eyes. If you have an eye pillow, go ahead and get that. And we're going to go ahead and go into Savasana. Focusing on the breath still, relaxing every part of the body. Relaxing the toes, relaxing the feet, relaxing the legs, the calves, relaxing the knees, relaxing the thighs, relaxing the hips, relaxing the belly, relaxing the chest, relaxing the fingers, relaxing the hands, the forearms, relaxing the elbows, the biceps, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your chin, your tongue, and your eyes. Relaxing your whole head. Everything is nice and relaxed. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your toes, and then your fingers, and then go ahead and roll over to one side of your body, like you're waking up again this morning. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll on up to the top of the mat, back into our seated pose. Keeping the eyes closed, resting the hands on the knees. Taking a deep breath in, sighing it up. do that one more time. Deep breath in. We'll go ahead and bring our hands to heart center. We'll finish with one Om. AUM, the sound of the universe. Taking that deep breath in, breathing in. Smile. Open your eyes. Namaste.